What's up, my doom scrolling friends? It's now time for the almost pure critical strike build because we have surpassed the 100 subscriber mark. Thank you already. And now I'm gonna show you the build in the Siralim planner so you can pause the video and read everything if needed. So I was building all the creatures up without even knowing what kind of specialization I want. I had all the sniper skeletons, the mastery, a lot of offensive stuff like pummel and almost easy, but without even testing it once. I already knew it's not gonna work. You have to have some utility and reviving mechanisms in your build because otherwise you might have your wins here and there, but long term you might not even be able to finish a realm, a nether boss, or even a false god. For the most part, they have too much HP, so it becomes pretty risky for a lot of hyper offensive teams. And I'm not saying some very offensive builds won't work long term, but it is just a rule of thumb for players who aren't very deep into the game. Care about your damage output and your defensive options and make clear roles for it. I will certainly do content about team building in the future, but for now I believe it's a bit too early for the more strategic stuff, I feel like, but anyway. So I was having all these skeletons without a specialization, already feeling a bit desperate, searching for a fitting one. And then all of a sudden I was reading the Graveborn perks again and realized that it was actually perfect for this idea. Since hyper offensive teams of course usually lack defense, but the Graveborn makes it so that you attack multiple times after resurrections and even increasing the team's stats on top of everything. Now for the most part, those 3 revives the spec have are usually enough, but once again, against a false god, they can have too much HP to make those snipe shots work. As a side note, I am not 100% satisfied with those anointments. Circus Walk and Red Knot are certainly good, but for the rest, there might be better options, even though I might not have them right now unlocked. But let's go over the artifacts for a moment. It's purely attack bonuses on everything, same as a 21% chance for frozen on damage, not only because it is like the coolest thing ever to imagine those snipe shots are freezing the enemies, it is also to buy some turns, as of course frozen enemies cannot act if they are not immune to it. So pushing enemies back for this idea is pretty helpful. As a side note, the Yeti card set is helping with that idea. Flame Lash is on multiple skeletons spell slot because for now I believe the idea to spread splashing ASAP is a bit too important for the Hell Knight's Massacre perk to come into play. Flame Lash also saves up 1 point for the other Hell Knight anointment called Magma Diver that is usually considered as a requirement for Massacre. The skeleton in the middle has Transcendence in its spell slot, which lets it gain a trait from its race, and usually those from the skeleton race are pretty good. And this one has Confusion in its spell slot to help with utility, and the last one has Battleborn in its Netherstone, which increase the chance for the spell slot to cast by 10%, so it might be a total of 35% chance, but I'm not entirely sure if there is data for those chances. So for the usual grinding, I had some wins even on difficulty 9, but let's stay more realistic right now and go for 5, also because I have no chance against the false god called Lloyd, as he has way too much HP and also he has some reflect damage, and those two things counter the build pretty hard. Most of the time the fight goes on pretty automatically. Like I barely ever have to press E. Yeah, let's try the False God, even though I pretty much had no chance even on difficulty 1. And there he saw it, everyone died. But now they are kinda counter-attacking and hopefully killing everything. Let's go for 0 rewards, as difficulty 5 False God is already tough enough. So let's just jump to the False God fight. Alright, here we are, and I don't have the highest hopes, so let's get defeated, I guess. He has 5.6 billion HP. Yeah, that's way too much. Already multiple resurrections coming in, and yeah, it's not happening. Yep. So let's take a look at the battle history and see if we did some damage or not. Some 20 millions here and there, but I guess far away from defeating him. So 9 million defensive drops might seem like a lot, but he might be still pretty high on that stat. But anyway, let's jump to the Gate of the Gods. So if I remember correctly, this one is usually working pretty well at the gates. Let's go for some easier ones to begin with. I'm not so sure anymore that those wings are from the sniper skeletons. I'm still at my first life, if I saw it correctly. God felt. Yeah, stuff like Gonfurian is of course a little bit too tough right now. You need to adapt quite a bit. So no chance for Gonfurian right now. But let's try Vulcanar. I mean, he has pretty much the same mechanic. Reviving a lot, attacking a lot. So yeah, this is how most of the easier fights usually go. So okay, let's try one fight on difficulty 9 really quick. Let me change the options. 400%. Yeah, maybe it looks kinda manageable. So there goes one life. Second one on one creature. And yeah, I guess those frozen stat is helping quite a bit. Not everyone is free frozen, but most of them. There you go. Even though I wouldn't bet money on clearing a full realm on difficulty 9, it can work. Even though like fights taking half an eternity. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you once again for the over 100 subscriber. And as a side note, there will be one upload for Halls of Torment again, featuring a pretty overtuned dog from a character called Beast Huntress. But anyway, thanks for watching. See ya in the future.